As if Arsenal versus Chelsea is not already one of the biggest games of the year, Monsieur Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang decides to add to the fuel and discuss his relationship with Mikel Arteta. Bad news, this has got trouble written all over it. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Kavkas View, guys, and in today's preview, we are going to be discussing Aubameyang's comments with Matt Law about his relationship with Mikel Arteta, Chelsea's preview all round, the team news, the injuries, and more importantly, what Potter thinks we're going to have to do against Arsenal and how he views Mikel Arteta. And he had very good, strong views, in my opinion, sending a message to the Chelsea board. A lot of people might have missed that, but I caught it. So hit the like button. We're aiming for 1,000 likes in November. It is tough on YouTube, so you guys got to help me out. Subscribe to the channel, and in the pinned comment is my Instagram. I want to hit 1,000 subscribers, okay? So go and follow me and hit me up while the games are on. I end up talking about it. During the World Cup, I am going to be putting up stories and live reacting to goals. So make sure you guys are tuned in. It's going to be a great atmosphere, great way to communicate and build this community. So I'm watching the Dinamo Zagreb game. I'm watching it on a well-known broadcaster. We're in the UK. We ain't gonna say their name. If you ain't paying, I ain't promoting. It's as simple as that. All of a sudden, I see Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. I see Aubameyang. I am blue. I am back. I was like, oh no, Pierre, stop it. Absolutely stop it. We do not need to ants up the Arsenal team. We do not need for Aubameyang's picture to be all over Stamford Bridge's away end and them to be going, hey, he thinks he's gonna show up and be the story of the day. Saka, prove to him he's wrong. Martinelli, prove to him he's wrong. Gabby Jesus, you ain't scored in 9 games. Today's the day. Time for you to start scoring. We don't need that to happen. Then Matt Law came out with an article that reiterates that Aubameyang believes Arteta scapegoated him. He believes that the reason he was taken out was because results went badly and they needed someone to blame, and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang was the main person Mikel Arteta wanted to blame. And this ties up a lot with what I reported earlier on in the year. I think a couple months ago I released a video where I spoke about Aubameyang coming out and being caught on footage talking about how Arteta can't manage people. He can't manage senior pro. He doesn't know how to handle their attitudes. He doesn't know how to handle their opinions, and it's a factor. Whether I agree with this or I don't agree with this, I think Arteta's done a very good job now. As 3 years have gone by, Arteta's done a very good job. Potter spoke out about this in his press conference, and he was very open and very concise in what he said. He said, Aubameyang is a massive player. It's a big day for him. It's a big day for the club. It's a London derby. And I want the players to know that. It's a London bloody derby. You step up for this game. This game is the biggest game of the year. If you do not step up for this game, you do not deserve to be a Chelsea player. The reason I say it is because this is the game when the fixture list comes out, I check first. I love this game. I've loved this game since I've been a kid. Since they had Thierry Henry ruining my mood, I've loved this game. And when we were absolutely beating them in the last 10 years, I've loved every moment of it. Recently, not so much. But he also reiterated, Auba needs to control his emotions. He's a quiet guy. He needs to be under control and just perform as a team. This isn't Aubameyang versus Arsenal. This is Chelsea versus Arsenal. And I love what Potter did there. Manage the expectations, gaffer. Now to the team news, ladies and gents. Team news, Potter said, Kepa out. Kepa's not going to be the goalkeeper. We've got Edouard Mendy. Listen, no need to fear. Edouard Mendy is here, okay? Edouard Mendy was our #1 for a considerable period of time. He won us the Champions League. He's a good keeper. He might not be great with his feet. As long as Edouard Mendy doesn't think he's Kepa Arrizabalaga and do something stupid and try play out the back, we're in safe hands. Great keeper, good shot stopper, very good at collecting crosses, good imposing figure. I've got no fear. No need to worry about that. Kepa will be back after the World Cup, and then maybe we can start discussing who our #1 is. Armin Chukwuemeka is out. He's got a hamstring injury. Then you've got Kovacic, who is back. And this is great news. Kovacic is going to be essential for us to dominate that midfield. We're going up against Xhaka and Partey, who are running a train on anyone and everyone. We need to make sure that our midfield is combative, organized, and more importantly, cohesive. We need to make sure we plug the holes when we're attacking, just in case we lose the ball and in transition, they counter on us. So this is great news. Apparently Zachary is perfectly fine. And the update on Ben Chilwell is not a great one. I'm going to talk about it now. Potter was very, very concise in what he said about Ben Chilwell. He said, look, there's no point giving you an update until there's a scan. But it's not looking great. And that's all he can say. We could tell by Ben Chilwell's face, he's out for 3 weeks. And reports are coming out that it could potentially be 3 months. I feel sorry for the kid, man. I say the kid, guys my age. I feel sorry for the guy. Like, this man has gone through a lot. He's joined Chelsea, injury after injury, yet his performances have been mid to good. He's a decent player. Yet, he's always getting injured, so he can never build up a head of steam and go to the next level. Or at least prove to me he's not basic Ben, like I call him. I really hope he recovers quickly. The reporter asked a stupid question. Have you spoken to him? Have you checked on how he's feeling? How do you think he's feeling? Let's talk about it from Ben's perspective. I'm going to be Ben Chilwell, great head of hair, yeah, a good footballer. I'm training 4.5 years. I'm training my whole life to go to this World Cup. I am setting my eyesight to being in Qatar, putting on the England shirt, being the #1 left back for my country. 2 weeks before the squad is announced, I do a sprint on the 94th minute of the game and my hamstring tear. How do you think he's feeling? What is Potter gonna do? Put his arm around him and say, listen, Benny boy, sometimes this stuff happens in life. I'm gonna help him. Ben just needs to firm it, deal with it in his own way. He's been injured for a long period of time, so I'm guessing he already has a team that is surrounding him, that's going to support him, who he can talk to, his rehab plans, his own doctors. We need to trust in him. And we need to trust that the guy knows what he's doing. And for his own sake, I really hope he deals with this in a cool, calm, composed manner. This is not an ACL. This is a hamstring. And the worst that can happen is he's out for 3 months. He'll be back. This is not the end of the world. It just feels like it because he's missing the World Cup. Reporters also asked, look, the rumors have it that a lot of players are going to be pulling out of games, and more importantly, do you think players are going to be half-hearted? And Potter shut this down. He's like, try play a Champions League game or a Premier League game half-hearted. It's not possible. And you know what? These lot are professionals. Once they're on that pitch, they don't like to lose. Do you think any of them go out there and go, you know what? Today I'm going to lose just in case I get injured. That's when injuries happen. When you don't act normal, then you don't act natural. And all of a sudden, you start doing things that are unnatural for your body and you pull a muscle. So, if anything, these players should just play as normal, train as normal, and everything will be fine. Sometimes these reporters ask questions, in my opinion, to make the manager feel uncomfortable and try to elaborate on an answer. It essentially will grab them a headline. So they wanted Potter to actively say, oh yeah, you know what, I think some of my players are going to play at 50%. He's not going to say that. Like, it's stupid. I think it's silly to think that they are. I think it's highly disrespectful to think that these players are going to actively throw the game in. I know a lot of people want to believe that players do that, but they're all competitive males. They are all alphas in their sport. They are the 0.1% of this world. They have a gift and a talent of competing at the highest level. You don't just get there by pure talent. You get there by attitude, mentality. All of them have a winning mentality, so they don't like to lose. Look at Aspi. Aspi apparently doesn't like losing a game of ping pong, let alone a get football match. What I am is going to say, and what Potter said is, this is a London derby, and you lot better get your asses ready to play this game. This is a massive game, and the run-in that Chelsea have had against Arsenal in recent years hasn't been good for us. They tried to paint a picture that in the last 10 years we've been great, but the last 2 home games we've lost, so we need to step up. Chelsea need to step up and make a statement. I doubt that we're going to make that statement because I feel like Arsenal are going after the title this year and this will be their statement game. There's always that statement game. They beat Liverpool and now they're going to beat Chelsea, and in their head they're going to go on and win the league. Yet, Chelsea need to be the rulers. We need to be the party poppers. We need to rock up, beat them, close that gap down to 7 points, and then we're within reach. Because the reality is, we're a good side. We just have to find a way to convey it. The record, they're for the history book. This is for us now. The boys need to believe that they can beat Arsenal. This Arsenal team is a good team. Don't get me wrong. But this Arsenal team is no invincibles. They're no Chelsea under Jose Mourinho in his first tenure. They're no Tevez, Ronaldo, Rooney, Manchester United. They're no MSN. They're not Brazil of 2002. This is an Arsenal team with Saka, Martinelli and Jesus. Yes, great young players, but they're not world beaters. If you can't mark them out of a game, we've got problems. Koulibaly, Thiago Silva, Trevor Chalobah, step up your game and impose yourselves on them. Simple as that. Aspi, right wing back, you're going to have to do the thing. So for me, Potter's right. We need to step up, match their intensity. And that is the key. If we match their intensity in midfield, we are going to be fine. We are going to be calm. We are going to be amazing. We will win this game if we win the midfield battle. If we play like we did against Brighton, we're getting piped. If we play like we did against Tottenham at Stamford Bridge under Tuchel, we're going to win this game. I promise you now, we will win this. What was very interesting for me was how complimentary Potter was of Mikel Arteta's tenure at Arsenal. He was like, the board gave him support. They were supportive of tough times. The young players aged. And this, people, is him putting the little sprinkles. He thinks I didn't see that. I was listening. I listened to everything you say, Graham. Okay? So if you're watching this, make sure you pick your words wisely, because I'm always listening, mate. Graham Potter said he saw how supportive the board was and how the young players have aged now along with him. This is Potter saying, I need you guys to give me time. I need the board to give me time. We're going to go through tough times. And the reality is, Arteta at Chelsea, Manchester United, Manchester City, Liverpool, Juventus, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, you name it, the top clubs in like world football, he would have been. Reality is, 3 separate occasions he could have got sacked. Twice Chelsea saved his job, twice. But it is what it is. Arteta's here now. He's built a good team. They're flourishing. They're playing great football on the eye. And more importantly, they're doing it in style. Like, they're rocking up pace, power, technique, asserting themselves onto the midfield. Granit Xhaka looks like a completely different man. He looks like Mikel Arteta when Mikel Arteta played. Like a average footballer performing to the highest level of his abilities and being proactive and productive. I love to see it. Honestly, very good. I'm very impressed by Arsenal this year. I hate saying those words. It makes me absolutely hate it. But he's a very, very good manager that's built a great team. But guys, this is the Kavkas View. And what I am here is honest. Graham Potter said they've done well in the first 2 months. And he also went on to describe how it was tough. The training sessions were tough. But they're going positively in one direction. Personally, I think that's nonsense. I don't think this has been a great 2 months. I think it's been an okay 2 months. He's new to the job, so we're going to give him time. I will not be here saying Potter out. No matter what happens this season, apart from at the very end, if we don't make top 4, that's when I'll make my judgment. That's the only time I will say we need to ask what is the status of Potter's job. Because we need to make top 4. If he makes top 4, give him the time to build, because he's a good manager. He is a good manager. But there are certain levels at Chelsea that have to be reached. And I know people are going to say Alex Arteta did. I don't care. Arsenal haven't won anything like since the FA Cup, right? Winning one FA Cup in 3 years at Chelsea just won't cut it. It really won't. Chelsea is a club that demands trophies, and the money that the investors are putting in, the Clearway Group or Clear Clerk or whatever they're called, yeah, with Todd Bowley. These men want trophies. Like, they absolutely need trophies. They're not putting the money out of the kindness of their heart. So that's the fact of the matter. So the key question here is, what do I think is going to happen this weekend? I think Arsenal are going to beat us, but that's not my prediction. And my prediction is Chelsea's going to win 2-1. I'm going heart over head. I'm going with my chest. I need you lot to amp me up, right? I need you lot in the comments. Tell me why we're going to beat them. Because I don't see a way that we're going to beat them. I really don't. I'll take a draw. It's really sad that I feel this way. I never usually feel this way about Arsenal. But we're just not in the right place where I can come into this game with confidence. I need you lot to help me. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let me know what your thoughts are. And like I said, 1,000 Instagram followers is what we're aiming for. So please hit the like button, subscribe, and follow me on Insta. Peace out. I'm out. Adios, amigo.